My name is Dr. Jeremy Brekke. I'm a trumpet professor at North Dakota State University in Fargo, North Dakota. And here, I am here to give you some practice tips and suggestions for the 2017 North Dakota All-State Band and Orchestra Trumpet Audition. A couple of main things that I think can work for the scales and the etude, and your solo probably as well, and the sight reading, is to, when you practice slow and slurred in general first, and then slowly build up tempo and technique. But you should always strive for a sustained use of air, a consistent use of air through the scales and the etude. And I hope to demonstrate that here and show you briefly how you can practice those and then work them up to tempo. With the scales, start slow. With the A major, use your third slide for the C sharp out pretty far, extended, about 1.5 inches. If it doesn't work, go and get it fixed. With the A major, I start with it kicked out already. Learn to play a beautiful slurred scale at first, and then work it up with the articulation that they are looking for the audition, tongued up and slurred down. I also use a tuner and a metronome all the time. It's right on the stand. The tuner is going, so I can always check myself, and it teaches me, it teaches my ear, for me, to hear, if I don't hear it's out of tune, and I look at it, it's out of tune, it's out of tune. Oh, that's what it means to be out of tune. I think it can help to teach yourself to hear better. Here's the A major scale. And at 180. Do it slow and slurred. Use your slides. Again, I start with my slide kicked out and ready to go for C sharp. And I'll just work on one octave. And then I'll work on the second octave alone. Many times young players I hear get lost in the chromatic scale. I like to say each note in my head as I go up. It might help to so that you don't get lost as you go, especially in the upper register. Say each note in your head. If it goes too high, go as high as you can go and then come back down. Same thing with the A major scale. Just go as high as you can, come back down, and just be confident with what you do. If the note doesn't speak in the upper register, don't stop up there. Just keep going and come back down and keep blowing. Don't stop. Here's the chromatic scale then at 120, which is march tempo. Bing, bum, 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 bum. The etude, same thing, practice it slow and slurred. it slow, slurred, and make it sound beautiful. In particular, probably practice the third line. That's what's going to get probably many young players. And I would just sit and practice that lick, that much, those three measures, about 4 or 5 times. Nice and easy, just to get it in your ear, get it under the fingers, and then work it up to tempo. Slowly at first, start at 100 for a quarter note even. Work your way up to 140 for a quarter note, and then finally to 84 for the half note. I hear many young players play the dots way too short and clipped, and also clipping the second note of the slur like this. Strive not to do that. Articulate your notes with good fronts, but don't clip the back part of the note, and don't clip the second note of the slur. Use the same air that you practice slurring the whole thing with. Just add a nice legato, relatively legato tone through the whole thing. On your solo, try to relax, take a great breath, think about the song before you start, hear it in your head, and then play it beautifully. And with sight reading, the most important part about sight reading is rhythm. It doesn't matter. Yes, it matters if you miss a key signature or an accidental or maybe a dynamic. But the rhythm, you want to be able to keep time through the piece. The person listening to you is probably sitting there tapping their foot. And if that changes, that time feel, that's usually the worst part about sight reading. And then, of course, you always want to keep going. You can practice sight reading by opening up the Rubank book and playing these etudes or duets in there as well. And also, one other key is to always look ahead as you're playing. When we read, we don't, and speak it, read words, we are not looking at the word when we're saying it. We're looking past that already 2 or 3 words. Same thing when you are playing music and sight reading, and playing your etude. Always be looking ahead and be ready for what's coming up. So hopefully those tips will help, and good luck to you in your audition. Thank you.